tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to Platinum Explosion, number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Bly, and joining me this week, Ashley Holby.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here, but did you know Chun-Li's not a Mortal Kombat character?
It's a new week. I
just thought I'd finish off.
Okay, the arc, yeah. For everyone listening to every podcast we released. Well, Ash, even if it wasn't related.
Rewarding. Connected universe. That's how you get them in. That you have to listen to everything so you can get the tidbits, right?
Good job.
I know you hate starting podcasts with in-jokes, but...
Look, as long as we get this over under 30 seconds, I'll allow it. It's like a time limit on in-jokes. There's not much to talk about this week, to be honest, so get excited for a fantastic fucking episode. But, we got some things. We got some pre-show shambles, a couple of news stories to talk about, and that's about it, to be honest. We are recording it. I'll put it out now. I'm saying it on the podcast, so it's like for the PlayStation gods. We are recording this on a Monday night, which is earlier than we usually record. Like our new schedule, because of course we moved the podcast to a Wednesday for a reason. But we are recording it a night earlier. Maybe something happened overnight. Maybe I'll be eating my words, I'll have to.
Odds are PS Plus games coming out tomorrow.
Maybe even not.
Like they announce them.
Yeah, maybe. What's the date? Oh yeah, fucking February 8, 20. It's 28 days. Have February.
It's the last week of February, so
crazy.
PS Plus games will definitely be announced.
Fastest fucking month ever. Yeah, that's not worth it. No, anyway, we'll see. All right, so let's talk. So this is episode 198, though, in case you're not keeping count of the episode numbers that are dropping and that sort of stuff. So episode 200 plans. As always, it'll be a live show. I mean, that's... I feel like that's just the... See, the one big benefit of not recording... weekly and live, say like Pop Culturist, right? They record weekly, live, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, upload it a couple days later or whatever. So they do what we do. They record a couple days early, but they do it live. So that means when they do, if they had an episode, when they get to 200, which will be, I think it's like
a few weeks after.
It's like a month after us or something, probably.
Month
and a bit.
Month or two,
change. When they get to there, they don't get they kind of get the bad end of the spoon here. Is that saying? Is that no? What's the saying?
You can't.
No, it's a.
I mean,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Where's the spoon going?
That's what I'm saying, though. Like they get the bad end of the spoon. Well, it depends if you're into that or not. But they get if you're. Let's presume they're not into that, and then they get the bad end of the spoon. And the bad end of the spoon is that...
What is the purpose of the spoon in this metaphor?
I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. They get stuck with the spoon.
I would think what you're trying to say is obviously that because their show's live every week, they can't like perk it up as this massive, big, special thing that they're live for episode 100.
Yes, that's...
Like we can because we're not live. It's like a special occurrence.
I feel like you boiled down my point. Very
did it all without
sufficiently
spoons.
Without the spoons, so that's very good. Yeah, but that was going to be my joke. They kind of have to step their game up,
Yeah. So what are you going to do, Ryan?
Yeah, step your game up. Us live show. Catch it on.
That's it.
Catch it on.
Just one step up.
Just one step up. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, it'll be what's the date? It's the Monday the 8th of March. Not going to lock in the time, but it'll probably be around that 7:30, 8:30, somewhere around there. Of course, we'll post it on Twitter closer to the date, but somewhere around that time frame. Monday, 8th of March, twitch.tv/Explosion Network, live episode of Platinum Explosion. Now, I do have one thing locked in that's going to happen, and then I'm just going to because there wasn't much news, because we haven't spoken, and I only had this idea. I kind of spitballed it the other night briefly. When I was playing Apex or whatever. But here's what I'm thinking. I think I'll start with a Platinum Explosion episode 200 pre-show, right? Pre-show. And what the pre-show is me getting my 200th Platinum trophy.
Whoa.
Yeah, because...
So what are you at now?
199.
Oh.
So it's now, I will spoil some secrets here and kind of give away. I didn't cheat, but I did go an easy route where I only realized this a couple days ago. Just for whatever, like I never clicked that I was so close to 200 as was going to hit episode 200. So it only clicked the other day. I was like, fuck. So I did an easy one this morning. I paid $6 for a fucking Ratchetalica game. Got a half-hour platinum. Got up to 199. And I was like, I want a good one for 200, and I want it to be Death Stranding, right? Now, I still have a lot of work to do to get Death Stranding set up to be my 200th platinum. So I'm not like saving it until the day because it won't happen if I did that. So I have been playing it today. I've put in probably like fucking 6 hours or something today, and I've still got a little bit of work to do, but my aim would be to set it up so I could roll over that 200th platinum as a pre-show event for Platinum Explosion episode 200. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. Now, so I get back into Death Stranding, and of course, beat the game, all this sort of stuff. The remaining trophies are, you got to like 5-star every, I think it's...
Okay, so I'm looking at PSN profiles right now. Need Birth of a Legend, complete 10 premium deliveries with an evaluation of Legend or Legends of Legend in every single category. Complete 20 premium deliveries with an evaluation of Legend of Legends in all categories.
Pause on that one for a sec. So for those two, I only today discovered how to check what I've done. So I thought that was going to be a lot harder. Then I found there's actually a stats menu that tells you the different categories of deliveries and which ones I've done, how many successful premium deliveries or whatever. So now I know which deliveries I need to be taking over other deliveries. Okay. So I have a game plan. Those I'll say now, because I'm pretty much going to line up one trophy for the stream. Those I plan to check off before 200.
Okay. In Sam We Trust, connect all facilities to the UCA.
That will I'll say
doable.
Yeah. I think I've got one random one I haven't found.
Okay. Best Beloved, reach the maximum connection level with all the facilities.
I'll also do that before the stream, I believe. That's what I was doing. A lot of work today is just back and forth deliveries between the places to try and get them to 5 stars. Which honestly, when you've beaten the game and you have like most of the roads developed and these sorts of things, it's not like it's just the matter of driving backwards and forwards between places.
Yeah.
And sometimes the trips in that game, it takes you like 10 minutes to drive between two places. So, yeah.
Yeah. Reach them. Yeah, did that one. Fount of Knowledge, restore all memory chips.
That is the one that'll be saved for the stream. So that is the collectibles trophy. So I think there's 50-something memory chips in the game, but you can't. So, of course, I've looked up trophy guide for all this information, but you can't get all of the memory chips up until you have leveled up nearly all of the whatever
structures.
The people connections. Yeah. So, because once you reach like certain ranks with some of them, they'll send you an email that's like, oh, I saw a shiny thing over in this location, and that's when it triggers in the world for the memory chip to appear in the world. So that is literally kind of one of the last things you have to do in the game. And that would be, and I've already got like nearly 20 or something, so it'd be like half. So say I level up everything and I'll leave that for the stream. It would just be a matter of literally looking at a guide, going around to some places, collecting a few collectibles, discovering what the collectibles are. Because of course in the game, the collectibles in the game, those memory chips, they are artwork, DVDs, movie posters, like random shit that, of course, Hideo Kojima likes. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to a copy of Hellboy or some shit directed by Guillermo del Toro to randomly appear as a collectible. But
yeah, hopefully. Then you've got Childminder. Reach maximum connection level with BB.
Yeah, so I'm at 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's just a time thing. Like, just the longer you play the game, as long as you keep him happy, don't die too much or something.
Yeah. Reach grade 60 in all delivery evaluation categories.
Time thing too, I think.
Yep. Deliver 700 items of cargo.
I'll just time again.
Time. Yeah. Trailblazer, upgrade all structures, all types of structure to maximum level.
Yeah. So that sounds a lot harder, but I think that's just a matter of like going to. So you can go to any of the facilities and you can kind of just claim resources that they have. So I kind of just need to literally just not have anything else on me, grab a truck, claim a bunch of resources, drive out to a bridge, fully upgrade it, drive out to the thing that charges your bikes and stuff, fully upgrade it. You know, like it wouldn't take long.
Then
only one left.
Fabricate all available weapons and equipment.
Yeah, so I've done that, and I thought trophy was glitched, but then of course I Google it, and they're like, oh, you get like there's a couple things that don't unlock until you're fully upgraded, like this place or this, like fully relationship level. This place. So I'm like, okay,
they unlock certain stuff. Yeah.
Again, that another trophy that's tied into leveling up your relationships with everyone. So it is literally just a time sink at this point. But I do love that game, and the idea of having it as number 200 sounds great. So I think that's the plan I'm locking in. I mean, I've already started it today, so, and it was feeling a bit daunting when I started up the game because I haven't played it for months. Well, I haven't played my PlayStation version for months. Of course, I replayed it on PC last year and reviewed that, but I played my PlayStation version for a year or whatever. And I like boot up the game, like, what am I doing? What deliveries are on my person? What was the last like thing I was trying to do here? Like, what was my game plan if I was trying to get the platinum at this point? I can't remember. And then, you know, remembering the controls and stuff and whatever. But, you know, after an hour, I was like, nah, I'm good. Got this now. Back in the game, back in the saddle, you know. So I think that's the plan. It'll be, and in my head, I'm assuming if I only have the collectibles left, it'll be like 30 to 60 minutes probably of just like bumming around, grabbing it, can just shit talk with people or whatever at the same time, get my 200th platinum, celebrate, and then we'll just do the podcast. And presumably, like previous years, the podcast will just be
off the rails,
just shit talking, I guess. It's just I don't know how much, unless there's like big news or stuff, it'll I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about all 200 of my platinums.
Yeah, we'll rank all 200.
Yeah, who knows? So yeah, that is the plan. That's the rather long housekeeping, but we don't usually do housekeeping. So episode 200, big one, of course. Not many people do 200 episodes of podcasts. You know, they dive up.
No, most people give up
well before then. So you know,
or get like better jobs.
Yeah, we'll get.
Those are the two options.
Yeah, that's the only two. So join us.
Or get to 200. So I guess it's 3.
Yeah, that's true. Join us on Monday. What did I say? March 8th. Yes. March 8th.
Yes.
7:30, 8:30, something around there. Keep your eye on our Twitters.
Australian Eastern Daylight
Time. Twitch.tv/Explosion Network. That's where it'll be all happening. Pre-show first. At 200th Platinum, and then Platinum Explosion episode 200. What a night it'll be. All right, let's get into some thingies here. So first I want to put up this cool little article last week. Everyone should go read it if you haven't checked it out already. It was an interview with Half Up / Anthony. He was the person behind the Dreams, or the Impy Award winning Dream.
Yes.
The Snow Garden.
The Snow Gardens.
Which I think I hinted at kind of last week, but I didn't want to, you never want to say anything unless nothing comes of it. But I had at that point attempted to make contact. And then afterwards it happened. So end up doing this cool little interview. I think it's like really interesting just to get someone's, because I asked a lot of questions about stuff we'd talked about as people just playing the games, playing Dreams games. We'd talked a lot about like monetization, the ability to take Dreams off Dreams, put them on the PlayStation Store, sell them for money. The idea of a lot of these games I was talking about last week on Dreams, the idea of taking them off and being like, I would have paid a couple of dollars for this to play it on my iPhone and all this sort of stuff. It was like a lot of stuff we've been talking about, not really having too much of an idea of what people who actually make the games would feel like. I got to ask some of those questions. So I think it's a rather interesting article to read. And even if you're not super into Dreams, it should be fun to read as well. Point out a couple other things in there as well that people may not be aware of, including the fact that someone has made 2 albums of music that's up on Spotify that they've just exported from Dreams. The album I linked in the article, I actually listened to it in full the other day, and I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good. Like pretty chill sort of music you put on while you're like working on something or whatever. And then there was an animated film. It's episode 1
series.
Yeah, they're trying to do a full series, which I feel, and maybe we'll dive deeper into this. Like we could do a whole like review of it maybe on this show, could be a thing. But I feel honestly, if no one ever told you that this animated thing was made in Dreams, I don't think you would ever have a clue, because I actually think it looks that good. So lots of cool, interesting things there in Dreams. Dreams is a cool thing. All right, let's get into the couple news stories this week. So firstly, Destruction AllStars was given Australian service finally, so that's good news. I know I think I talked about it on here briefly or in my review, something like that, saying, like it doesn't have terrible lag, but there is certainly that you can feel at times the issues that arise when you're not having a local server and obviously you're running at like 150, 200 ping or something, and you get like slight internet jitters or whatever you want to call it. So that's nice to see. Don't know why they weren't there at launch, but happy. If you're still playing Destruction AllStars, you want to jump into that, there's that. So Metal Gear Solid, skipping ahead of myself here. I went to DualSense first. DualSense teardown. So someone posted this video and VGC wrote about it. PS5's DualSense teardown estimates 417-hour life, reveals cause of the drift. So was it last week or the week before? I can't remember at this stage, but last week or the week before.
I think it was last week.
Yeah, it was talking about how people are talking about how there's DualSense drift, and people already straight away up in arms and trying to put together to sue Sony or whatever the hell people do. But VGC writes that a new video from iFixit, a veteran channel that's been taking tech apart and examining how it works for years, shows that a PlayStation 5 DualSense teardown that unearths why the new pad may be doomed to drift issues. iFix claims that the PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox controllers have a long history of predictable, preventable issues thanks to stock joystick hardware in their parts. In the video below, the DualShock 4, Xbox One Elite controllers could easily exceed their operating life in just over 400 hours of game time. Long story short, this person, iFixit, is claiming that your DualSense will begin to die after 400. Well, the thumb tick. What do we call them? I just said it and I've already forgot. What do you call them? The thumbtacks. Thumbsticks, right? Yep. I think that's the word. Your thumbsticks, they will begin to have issues and you'll get drift and whatever else after 400 hours. Which, if that is the like legit number, which does make sense, I guess. Like everything has a number, you know.
Everything has a number, yeah.
Then I'm like, my first train of thought was, okay, so these people last week who were talking about having DualSense drift, have they already played over 400 hours with their DualSense on their PlayStation 5? They must have. Maybe that's the. I mean, it's possible, right? Does the maths? Trying to do the maths there. I was like, is that what's happened? Like we've reached February and people have managed to put 400 hours in by now, and they're like, yeah, that's about it. Time's up for me. I was trying to think of it the other day. I was like, 400 doesn't sound like that many, but also I was looking at my Apex playtime and I'm like, that still hasn't hit 400 hours. So maybe it's a lot more than I think it is. That's like, that's like every Assassin's Creed game. So I don't know, but people play a lot of video games. You got the maths there?
Yeah. So assuming you picked up started playing 9 o'clock on the 12th of November last year, you've had 2,458 hours in which to play.
So, are you accounting for sleep there, or are you just... That's just...
Nope, that's just straight hours since.
Okay. How many days has it been since?
102 days.
So what's 102 times 8? So like take 800, roughly 800 hours off. Then yeah, you'd still have well over 1,000, right? What did you say it was? 2,000 something hours?
That's it. Yeah, 2,458 hours.
Yeah, so if you took 8 hours off per day and took like 800 hours off, I guess.
Yeah, you'd still be like 1,600 hours.
Yeah, you still have plenty to spare. So yeah, I guess the math does check out. These people have enough to play 400 hours on the DualSense plus go watch a movie or something. Plus everyone's in lockdown, so
plus eat. Yeah,
I guess that it helps speed up the process. So yeah, I guess that adds up. If that is the thing, if your DualSense is kind of prone to break after 400 hours, are you like, yeah, that's fine, or do you feel like your DualSense should last longer for the money?
I think your DualSense should last longer, but you would hope that this would last at least a year. I would have thought, at bare minimum. Most of these things have a warranty for like 12 months, so actually that would be something to look into. I don't know.
So it
warranty wise, how it depends. Yeah,
they reckon it
because technically it still works. It just doesn't work well.
Yes, exactly. So
is what they'll say.
iFixit in the video, he says that the joystick parts that Xbox and PlayStation both use apparently, or the Switch as well, they'll all apparently last roughly 200,000 cycles. No, sorry, 2 million cycles of the click of the joystick. That was like my numbers are way off there. I missed a couple zeros. 2 million cycles of joystick. So that means that when he's talking about 400 odd hours, he's comparing it to someone playing a game like Call of Duty or something like that. So I guess if you were playing nothing but Celeste and you was using the D-pad as an example, you know what I mean, like or something like that, your controller's going to last it's forever.
Oh wow!
If Skate 4 comes out, we're all going to need just DualSenses just to play it, just for Skate. That was the one time actually that I broke a PS3 joystick. Was playing Skate. So because you have to flick the fucking. You have to flick to do the moves and all that sort of shit. And you have to do it really rough. Like I can't even actually, I've got DualSense here. Let's see if I could do it. I mean, it doesn't really, yeah. Okay. We'll see. I'm not too scared, to be honest. It's fine. Did you have a PS4 controller break, by the way? Or no?
No.
Yeah.
They just stopped carrying charge, kind of. So.
I mean, that counts as breaking, doesn't it? No? I
guess
I had what did I have? I think I had two DualShocks break by the end there, and they were both. I put the blame fully on Apex because they both broke within 6 months towards the end of the PS4's life cycle. One had drift, DualShock. No one reported on that. I should have wrote a story. That's it. End of life cycle, and all of a sudden my DualShock's got fucking drift. That's it. Can't get it. Was playing Apex one night, and then my character just kept running. I was like, what the fuck? And the other one, I can't remember what the issue was, but it was something completely different. Like it was nothing to do with the joystick. So anyway, it was PS5 was a couple months away. I was like, I don't fucking care at this stage. All right, so Metal Gear Solid's board game has been cancelled. So just a RIP moment for this. Shout outs, by the way. So IDW writes, Kotaku was supposed to be releasing Metal Gear Solid the board game late this year, but after a succession of delays, the company has decided to walk away from the project instead, as Dicebreaker reports. After delaying the game from early 2019 to summer 2020 and then to 2021, IDW felt that they needed to make even more tweaks to the original design, and that, quote, ultimately the amount of time it took to implement these changes just grew longer than expected, and our window to ship the game on time closed, end quote. While IDW's involvement with the game is now at end, it's not necessarily curtains for the game itself. Creator Emerson Matsushi offered to pay IDW to get the game over the line and onto shelves, and when they declined that offer, he began the process of working with publisher Nazca Games to get his hands on the Metal Gear license off Konami himself. So this is I didn't play this. I don't think you played it at PAX, did you? None of us did.
No. I only heard about it from Brian from Pop C and Radio Watson's Buddy Watson.
Yeah, so those two played it. I heard about we heard both of them talk about it and stuff. And
I think Pop C might have a video up on their YouTube channel talking about it. Yes.
With both of them in it. So check that out. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. If not, it's because we're streaming after this and I forgot. So we'll see. But yeah, so they both really liked it. And I remember being kind of disappointed I didn't actually see it at PAX a couple of years ago to try it out myself, because I remember hearing about it on the last day. And I walked past with Buddy and looked at it. I was like, this, the art and everything looks really cool and whatever. So I don't know, it's just kind of weird, kind of disappointing, I guess, because tie this into the other story we're about to talk about, but Metal Gear license is like, they were going to do something cool.
It's all over the place, yeah. I mean, it's disappointing, but there's still hope that they could pull something off. Whether that's getting back the license or they just repurpose the game mechanics.
Sounds cool though.
Solid Gear Metal.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah, that's an awesome title for a game.
SpongeBob SquarePants presents
with starring Lizard.
Yeah, sure. We'll know what's going on. We'll know what's happening behind the scenes though. All right, so let's talk about some rumors because fuck it. There's fuck all news, and it was the number one thing that kept popping up last week. So, actually, I got to be honest. The thing that tied me over on this story is the thing I'll bring up in a second ago about Twitter. But until that, I was like, I don't see about this. But so Game Rant writes, for months, leakers have suggested that the Silent Hill reboot is in development, and now the latest information suggests that multiple new Silent Hill games are in development. It's been teased that the medium developer Bloober Team is one of the studios working on a Silent Hill game, whereas a Japanese studio is making a different one, possibly the rumored PS5 reboot. While official details of new Silent Hill game remain scarce at the time of writing, it seems Silent Hill isn't the only Konami franchise that's gearing up for a comeback. VGC sources claim that Konami is looking to have new Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid games developed via external companies, with the release still years away. Specific external companies that Konami may work with to develop new Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid games were not revealed, and it's not clear if any such projects have gotten off the ground yet. So I was like taking all of this with a grain of salt, and I know we talked about it somewhere a week or two ago. At the time, because the way the story was written, it was like, new Metal Gear games.
Yeah,
I wasn't really taking the angle of what if they're trying to get someone to remake this or something along those lines. So, and then I saw someone post on Reddit this, and they pointed out that Nicholas Doucette, who is the creative head behind classic games such as Astrobot, and Astrobot. So at Japan studio and team Asobi, he a week and a half ago changed his display picture to a Astro-looking character with a Metal Gear like cosplay happening, I guess. Now you could be like, it's nothing, Dylan. There was a Solid Snake reference in Astro's. What was that game called? Playroom. Yeah. In Astro's Playroom. You could say that. To which I will put my silver shiny tinfoil hat on and go, but why, of all times, as the week when these news stories are posting, he decides to change his display picture? I feel like if you're trying to keep something a secret, probably changing the display picture in that week. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it's a red herring. Maybe it's a throw.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Now let me throw out a third news story.
It's just trolling.
Because then let me put another ingredient into the box here, and then we'll stir it all up and see what you have to say. Don't really have a story for this, but I was looking through Reset Era, and I can't remember who. It was someone mildly credible. I say mildly credible. Someone who's had, 2 out of 8 things they've said be successful. I can't remember who it was. But they're like, oh, Sony reportedly at the moment looking to close in deal on buying Bluepoint games, which I don't feel like is shocking. That if that was announced tomorrow, you'd be like, they weren't already, like that wasn't already a thing. All right, sure. That would all make sense. So now I'm thinking, I'm just tying a bunch of rumors together, stirring up my old rumor pie over here, and saying, could Bluepoint be making a remake of Metal Gear Solid while Japan Studio is possibly working on a new one or something? Because I saw someone else somewhere, I can't remember where, there was a story from 2019 where someone came on the Reset era in like early 2019 and did one of those posts where it was like, I work for Konami. I am here to talk to you all about how I have news that Sony is looking to buy the rights to Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, maybe there's something else, but they were the two. And everyone kind of went, no, that's fucking bullshit. Like we're not going to believe that. However, fast forward a couple of years, and now we're hearing all these reports that Konami wants to work with people, and apparently because it's Metal Gear, whatever that one was called. I don't even remember. The last Metal Gear they put out, that was terrible. The like co-op action shit thing that no one played. Now I'm like, okay, maybe they have gone back to Sony if that was a real story. And they're like, okay, well, do you want to work with us now? Do you want to do it now? How do you feel about all these rumors? Do you think it's a thing?
I don't know what to believe. I think it would be smart for Konami to get somebody else to make the games, because clearly they haven't. When was the last good Konami game that wasn't directed by Kojima?
Don't know. I don't think people have liked Silent Hill for years either. So,
I mean, Pez has been good, but other than that,
no. Hasn't been a good Castlevania for years. Hasn't been a good Silent Hill for years. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So get somebody else who clearly has a passion for it to take a stab at these properties. Yeah. Some fresh blood. Not too keen on this rumor that Bloober Team is working on one of the Silent Hill games. But
why? Not down for Bloober Team?
Obviously, you didn't like Medium. And clearly they show no respect for the source material, so.
Wow. That was like such a setup just for a fucking badum-tis.
Well, it's true. Well, you said the game wasn't that great, and I think other people have had issues with their previous games of just kind of not fulfilling the potential of the idea.
Yeah, so I feel like they're constantly running at like a 6 out of 10. And people are always like, they could be good. So I don't know. Like, I'm neither for or against it. I did like the Blair Witch game though, and I felt like they did a good job at keeping to the source material there.
Okay, on that they were good.
On the source material there, and so it was a new story, but it fit into the universe. So
yeah. So
I could get down for that. I don't really want Bloober Team to work on it solely because I don't know. I'm more interested in them just doing their own things,
type of stuff.
Yeah, than I am doing something like that. And the other thing I'll say is, when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, I would be interested and would play a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 because I've never actually finished it. I could never finish it as a kid. It got too hard.
Me neither.
I've co-op finished it. Like, my friend was obsessed with it, and I've definitely he's played through the game countless times. There was definitely times I went to his house where he was already like towards the end of the game, and You know, I've picked it up and played for a bit and stuff like that, but I've never actually finished it. So I could get down for that. I will put on record now, though, I don't want an inch of a brand new Metal Gear Solid game. I think the fact that Kojima was trying to end the franchise for so long and Konami wouldn't let him, and then he finally was able to, even if it was like the worst possible way for it to happen, really, but he was finally able to escape the beast of Konami, and he did it, on my opinion, with one of the greatest games of all time, which is Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. Amazing. And that's the height of the franchise, in my opinion. I know people hate that one because it's more gameplay over story, because he didn't get to finish the story. You know, so, but I'm like, just leave it. Like, he spent so long trying to end the franchise, for someone to come in and pick it up and start it again at this stage, I'd be like, why? Like, what? Just leave it. If someone wants to remake the first one, you know, you get that. I feel like that's fine. I feel like even he would be like, maybe give it a slight blessing, you know, to a degree, you know.
To get that Resident Evil remake money.
That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Let us know what you feel about episode 200, Death Stranding, 200 platinums in the can happening. Ideas for what we should talk about in episode 200. Metal Gear Solid remake. Oh no, fucking. Do all that Twitter by heading to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. Do that by heading to our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And if you want to send us a pre-celebratory gifty in monetary value, you can head to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/support and drop as little as $1 with a message saying, here's to 200 more, you know, something corny like that.
Yeah.
Go for it. Until next week, remember, every trophy counts. They do, because I got to get to 200.
Yeah.
I need the mod account so I can get.
Sure hope they do it for 200.
Hey, don't forget you can subscribe to the show wherever you're currently listening, and you can drop a review if you can. Find more great shows like this and more content over at explosionnetwork.com. And please consider supporting us for as little as $1 over on our Ko-fi page by heading to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thanks for listening.